I'm super excited about today's sponsor. They've sponsored the podcast before, and this is a topic I'm super passionate about. I fear that us as girls struggle with PMS far more than we should, and we really shouldn't. I truly get the worst PMS symptoms. My boobs are sensitive, my face breaks out, my sugar controllings are out of whack. I feel like I'm just a bottomless pit. My mood is not the vibe, and Estro Control has been super helpful in helping manage those PMS symptoms and making that time of the month a lot more enjoyable. Estro Control is a formula developed by Happy Mammoth, a supplement company dedicated to making women's lives easier. Say no more. Estro Control contains science-backed herbal extracts that help support hormonal health, especially if you are someone like myself who struggles with PMS. It was created to help women feel like themselves all month long and to not struggle with the feelings PMS can cause. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code Alana at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code Alana for 15% off today.
This is the smell of the leftover tuna fish sandwich you left in your lunchbox over the weekend in a wimpy trash bag.
Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy!
Blech! And this is the smell of that same sandwich in a Hefty Ultra Strong trash bag.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
Ah, smell the difference? Hefty Ultra Strong has Arm & Hammer with continuous odor control, so no matter what's inside your trash, you can stay one step ahead of stinky. And for bigger jobs, try the superior strength of Hefty Large Black Bags.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, good morning, angels, and welcome back to Morning Ray. I'm your host, Lan or Alana, and today's episode is all about entering a season of you. We've entered fall. We're in our fall era, and I just want to provide you with a little bit of some words and wisdom surrounding slowing down, setting your goals, getting into routine, and staying motivated this fall. I know I've been talking about this a lot, but I really want to hone it in on this, and it's something I've been personally focusing a lot in my own personal life, and I've started to feel a lot better and more motivated, especially after summer. You know, summer is very social. I personally had a lot of things going on this summer, so I was definitely on and off my routine a lot, but I'm feeling super motivated and inspired to build new routines, set new goals, and work towards them, and really just like work on focusing on bettering myself mentally, physically, emotionally, and we're really going all in. So let's get into our weekly intentions. My weekly intention is to work out at least 4 or 5 times this week. I feel like I'm finally starting to get into a good workout routine, a consistent workout routine that's serving me, and I feel super good after doing the workouts, and I want to keep it up. So we're going to aim for 4 to 5 workouts this week, and the tip of the week is to utilize your self-discipline when motivation is lacking. It's really hard to feel motivated during the colder months, and especially if you've been in a bit of a slump, and motivation comes and goes, as I've always said. So it's really important to find it within you, to discipline yourself and encourage yourself and self-motivate to do the things that make you feel better, the practices that make you feel better, whether it be going for a run every day. Maybe it's going for a walk. Maybe it's getting those 10K steps a day. Maybe it's taking the time to really wind down before bed. Maybe it's making a home-cooked meal more often than ordering takeout. Maybe it's grabbing a bite with a friend at least once or twice a week. Maybe it's going for that morning walk and grabbing that coffee because it gets you out of the house. It gets you in fresh air. It gets you in that sunshine. Or maybe it's gloomy out, but it gets you outside. So really lean into that self-discipline and lean into those things that make you feel really good and encourage yourself and use that as motivation. Know that when you do these things, you're going to feel so much better after. I know for a while I was feeling really stagnant with my workouts and really unmotivated, and the only way to get myself to work out was to go to a workout class. I kind of felt this anxiety around my building gym because it was on the main floor and there were a lot of windows, so anyone walking by could see me. But once I got over that and I learned to love doing a workout in that space and how I felt from doing that workout, it was a game changer. And this was only like a recent thing. This only happened within this past week. So really utilize that self-discipline, hone it in on those things that really make you feel good, and you really, really won't regret it. On to my current faves. I'm in my meal prepping era. I'm working with Steph Robinson. She's a nutritionist, a holistic nutritionist. And, I do have some aesthetic goals or physical goals that I want to reach. And I really want to focus on grocery shopping properly and making proper meals and having balanced meals and just like fueling myself properly. So I've been working with Steph. I've been loving meal prepping. We went to the farmer's market last week and it's honestly been great. Like I've been enjoying all these meals. All the recipes she's provided me with are 20 minutes at most to prep, which I love, and I still feel super satisfied by all these meals. They're super delicious. The other night I made these almond flour chicken fingers and they were so good. I just bought a pack of chicken breast, almond flour, added a little paprika, Italian seasoning, salt, and pepper. You just like cut the chicken breast, you put it in the egg yolk, and then you roll it in the almond flour mix, and then I put it in an air fryer, baked it for 10 minutes, flipping it halfway, and they were chef's kiss, so good, so simple, and that took no time, and it made like 4 different servings of it. So it's really simple. And once you kind of figure it out and get the gears on it or like your grip on it, it's really easy to implement this on a regular basis. I'm also loving Form by Sammy Clark. I've been loving doing her workouts in my building gym. I love how she speaks and coaches. It's always super motivating and focused around self-love. And I also love how she always brings in breath and mind to muscle connection, which are 2 things that I'm constantly working on myself or with myself when I'm working out. So I really appreciate that her workouts incorporate that, so I'm able to work on my personal goals in terms of fitness with her. I also just love how she has a weekly schedule. I love the platform that it's on. I love that I can download the workouts for offline since I don't really have service or Wi-Fi in the gym, which is really nice. I've been watching and following all of them on my iPad, so been loving my iPad as well, especially the Magic Keyboard. I love how it's a stand and I can tilt my screen a little bit up or down depending if I'm standing or sitting in the gym or lying down. Really loving the iPad. Also love my iPad for following recipes, again, because of the stand. And then I love how it has the keyboard so that if my fingers are a little dirty, I'm not getting the screen dirty. And then lastly, I'm back in my candle era. I feel like I fell off of it a little bit in the summer because it's warmer, but now as we're going into those cooler temperatures, I've really been loving my candles. I love my replica by the fireplace. I love my Value Spa Santal Vanille. I love my Salt and Stone candle. There's so many candles that I have. I just love really warm scents. I love sandalwood. I love vanilla, that sort of thing. So let's get into the bulk of the episode. First off, we're going to talk about slowing down because I feel like in summer, things are really go, 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 like hustle culture, etc. But what I mean when I'm saying slowing down, like, because we are talking about goals and reaching goals and entering the season of you, is slowing down in the sense that you have more time to focus on you. You have more time to give to yourself as opposed to give to others, and you have more time to dive into those hobbies. I feel like in the winter months or in the colder months, at least here in Toronto or places of colder climate, you're not going and sitting on patios as much or going out on the weekends for drinks or etc. You have more time spent at home and more time for yourself. So really focus on those personal goals. And I'll go into that in a little bit of how to set those goals. But focus on those personal goals and put that energy into achieving them, like so that you can come out of this season of being a bit colder and into the summer months feeling like really like refreshed and reborn. And I don't know, I always love like grinding in the winter months because I feel like less eyes are on you. And then in the summer, it's like, wow, like there's this whole new Alana or new persona of whoever you are. But I also like doing like the slow, mundane things, like staying in and watching a movie and getting takeout or making a pizza at home sort of thing instead of like going out to all these different places and bar hopping all the time. It's kind of nice to just like be in your home and to hibernate a little bit while working on yourself and diving into those hobbies. But let's get into setting goals. I feel like I've spoken about this a little bit and gone over it briefly on previous episodes, but Corey was actually requesting that I do this because I also feel like I've achieved a lot of my goals lately, and I feel like I have a really good grip on how to mentally work towards them, how to achieve them, and how to surpass them and really show up for yourself. So whenever it's a new season or a new month, I love setting new goals, whether I'm writing these goals down or I'm making a vision board or I'm just like mentally checking in with myself. I love setting goals. I think goal setting is really important because it allows you to have something to focus on in your life, something to work towards, and something that is meaningful towards you. It gives a lot of value to your life, I find, and I think it also helps you in all areas of your life. I love setting goals, not only in my career, but also in terms of my health. So think sleep, nutrition, and fitness, in my relationships, both platonic and romantic, and of course, still in my career, both my 9 to 5 and my social media life. So you can really get into these different areas. And I personally think the best ways to set these goals is to physically write them out in a journal. I love using. Being super busy can make it really easy to fall into a dinner time recipe rut, or even with your lunches. Any meal, honestly, can get you into a rut, especially with a busy schedule this fall. You can keep mealtime exciting with over 40 recipes to choose from every single week, so there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. It's truly a no-brainer. It does all the shopping and meal planning for you. Ingredients arrive at your doorstep, pre-proportioned and ready to cook, along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. It's never been easier. I personally love HelloFresh as a way to get exposure to new recipes, make my life a bit easier as a busy 20-year-old in the city. And I love that it's worry-free, it's super easy, it's convenient, and gets delivered straight to my door. Go to hellofresh.com/50ray and use code 50ray for 50% off plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/50RAE and use code 50ray, 50RAE for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, and thank you for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Ray.
This is the smell of the leftover tuna fish sandwich you left in your lunchbox over the weekend in a wimpy trash bag.
Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy!
Blech! And this is the smell of that same sandwich in a hefty, ultra-strong trash bag.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Ah, smell the difference? Hefty Ultra Strong has Arm & Hammer with continuous odor control, so no matter what's inside your trash, you can stay one step ahead of stinky. And for bigger jobs, try the superior strength of Hefty Large Black Bags.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Bullet journals, like just like the dotted journals, or even like just anywhere. Just write down these goals and be really specific with what you want. It's almost like a manifestation. Really be specific with what you want, how you want it to feel, what it's going to look like, when you're going to achieve it by, and you can write these subtitles. Like you can do sleep. Okay, my goal for the month of October is I want to get at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. And then if you want to then go into how this is going to actually come into a reality, which I'll discuss more in the getting into a routine section in a little bit, or segment. But then like, how do you plan to get those 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night? Okay, I'm going to go to bed by 10 p.m. so that I can wake up by 7 a.m. or something like that. And I'm going to like have a consistent sleep schedule. I'm going to use the sleep settings on the Apple alarm clock on my phone, and that is what I'm going to do. Now we're going to go into nutrition. Okay, nutrition. I want to eat less takeout. So I'm going to make more home-cooked meals, and I'm going to do that by finding recipes I really like on Pinterest every week, saving them into a folder, and then using a meal prep and grocery list to help me figure out, okay, I'm going to have these meals on Monday and Wednesday, these ones on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Friday, I'll probably go out for dinner with friends because we still want to do that. And, you get the gist. Fitness. Maybe you want to set a little challenge for yourself. For example, I'm currently doing an October run challenge with myself where I run at least 1 kilometer a day. So you can make little challenges for yourself. So I want to do this run challenge. I really want to do at least 5 workouts a week. I would love to fit in at least a berries class a week, preferably on Friday mornings, because I love going to the 6 a.m. berries class on a Friday morning. I love how I feel. I love the workout. I love how productive I feel afterwards. And I feel like I'm heading into the weekend strong. I still want to do hot Pilates at least once a week. I love how it's meditative for me. So I'm going to still do that on Wednesday mornings. Okay, so that's 2 workouts. Now we have 3 more to take care of. I really like doing the Sammy Clark form workout. So I'm going to pick 3 from those and schedule that in and do that maybe Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday and Sunday can be my rest day. Something like that. Like that's just like the way like I think. And then I go and I schedule it into my Google Calendar and I sign myself up for the classes and I schedule in the workouts I'm doing on my own the same way I would as a class. Relationships, examples of goals that you can set in relationships. Maybe you want to reach out to your friends more. Maybe you want to have plans with a friend at least once or twice a week or once every 2 weeks. I know for a while my friend and I had plans every Sunday, and that was really nice. Or even in terms of relationships with your family, me and my parents love doing a bi-weekly brunch. So every other weekend we have a brunch on a Sunday. And now, oh my God, guys, I didn't give you this life update. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm an aunt. My sister had a beautiful baby boy on October 3rd. He's a Mean Girls baby. So I guess another part of my relationship goals is that I really want to spend more time with my sister and my new nephew, who I don't have a name yet for him. I'll only know after the bris, which is on the 12th. So I will know in a week's time because I'm recording this on the 5th. But yeah, I want to spend more time. So then figuring out how am I going to do that? She lives 30 minutes away from me. So like, when am I going to go? Am I going to go home for Shabbat dinner on Friday nights? Like, what is that going to look like? And then career, like what do you want to achieve within the next like 3 to 6 months? Like what personal goals do you want to work towards? Do you want to maybe set up a meeting with your manager and set like a growth plan or discuss that or have a touch point with them? Find ways to really keep yourself accountable. And the biggest thing I would say is really write down these goals, whether you're writing them down in the Notes app, on your phone, on your computer. Preferably, I think handwriting is the most like powerful and meaningful to me. I also love to have vision boards created on Pinterest. Like each of my boards kind of caters into a different area of my life. For example, I have like my dream condo board, and like that's divided up into my kitchen, my living room, my bedroom, my office, etc. I don't have an office right now, but I would really like an office in the future. So kind of creating that goal and that vision for myself so I can really visualize that on a consistent basis. I also have a board called Lover, and it's literally just like relationship photos. And I don't know, I love pinning all that stuff. I have a board called Aesthetic, which is like kind of just like the life that I want to live. I also have a board called 2022, which is all photos and pins of things I wanted to achieve in 2022. You get the gist. But now, how do we set these goals and how do we actually work towards them? And I think that is all about your daily routine. It's the little things that you do every day that move you inch by inch or centimeter by centimeter. It moves that needle forward and allows you to get closer and closer to achieving that goal, hitting that goal, surpassing that goal, and creating new goals. So it's really important to find a routine that aligns with your goals. Find a routine that fits you and the way that you work and the best way for you to live. If you set this routine, like if you were to take my routine exactly for yourself, it may not work for you. It may feel really, really impossible, and it might not serve you in the way that it's serving me. So it's really important to kind of customize and create this personalized routine that is suiting you in this current season. And really want to place an emphasis on that this routine is serving you in this season, because we're constantly evolving and changing as humans and individuals, and it's important that a routine changes as well. You don't want your routine to be super rigid that it stops you from living life, because I have been there. I have let my routine stop me from living life. I've been fearful of falling off of track or falling off of my routine in wanting to participate in social events that came up. So when you think of your routine, yes, it's key to be consistent with it, but it's also really important to be flexible, to be agile. Your routine should not stop you from living life. It should be helping you live a fuller life. It should be allowing you to fill up your cup before you give to others. Without this routine, I don't want your routine to be your life. It's kind of like the saying, like, you don't want to live to work, you want to work to live. Right? So I think that's the right way to say it. So when we're implementing these routines, it's important to not see it in this whole black and white nature, this all or nothing mentality. We have our non-negotiables, which I've spoken about on some previous episodes. It might have been last week's episode. No, 2 weeks ago. So it's really important to find those non-negotiables, but to be as consistent as you can. But at the same time, do not let it prevent you from living your life. For example, when we come to setting your routines, if your goal is to run 3 times a week, what does that look like? It may look like something different from this week to next, but what is it going to look like this week? Okay, are they going to be morning, midday, or afternoon, or evening runs? When do you feel that you have the most time, you have the most energy to be able to do these runs? When do you enjoy running the most? And how long are you going to run each time? Where are you going to run? What music are you going to listen to? Schedule that into your planner so that you know you have this game plan for yourself. It's kind of like how at school, like you're given like your timetable and you just have to show up. You want to make it as easy as you can for yourself to excel and succeed. I think it's also really important to find an accountability partner. For example, right now, Hunter, my best friend, is my accountability partner. While we're not doing like the same exact thing, like we're doing different things, in terms of reaching towards our goals, they're kind of similar. We both have the goal of eating better, cooking more meals at home, and moving consistently and like maintaining this schedule. So whether you are sharing it with an accountability partner like I am with Hunter, or you can also do what I also do, which is sharing and tracking those habits online. You don't have to necessarily have a public page, but you can make like a private Instagram or TikTok for yourself where you're holding yourself accountable by sharing and posting about it. And then that way it's also fun to look back on it. I don't know. I've always done this and it's been so much fun. But an accountability partner is really key. And they don't even have to necessarily be doing it with you. You can literally just tell them like, hey, like I'm doing like XYZ, or I want to accomplish XYZ. Like, can you hold me accountable? For example, I want to make coffee at home more, and I told my friend Audrey that I want to her to hold me accountable to make my coffee at home more and to use the expensive espresso machine that I have bought. And she does that. Whenever she sees me posting that I bought coffee out too much, she'll say something to me. And, that kind of just reels me back in to being in alignment with that goal I previously set for myself. Moving into our last and final segment is to be patient. It's so easy to fall into this trap of wanting instant gratification. You want that instant satisfaction. We get it with all the social media. We get it with Amazon Prime getting like the things the next day. But I feel like it's really, as amazing as these things are, it has truly ruined our patience and our ability to appreciate the process and to let things build slowly. Good habits and goals take time. It's not going to happen overnight. After 7 days, you'll start to feel better, but after 21 days is when you're in a rhythm, and that's when those habits and rituals become a lot more in tune and ingrained with you. It's going to be easier for you to fall in and out of them and to get back on track once those habits are truly established. Like it is a scientific study that it takes 21 days to build a good habit. So all you need is 21 days. When this episode goes out, it will be the 10th, and you'll have exactly 21 days to build good habits. So I'm testing you to create these goals, to set these goals, to get into a routine, find out what that routine looks like for you, and to really hold yourself accountable and to be self-disciplined. Because I promise you, motivation comes and goes, but self-discipline is like what keeps you going, and that's what keeps me going. And you'll find moments of inspiration and motivation, and maybe this podcast is that for you. But at the end of the day, it's self-discipline that's going to hold you accountable, and only you can do it for you. So find your why, set your goals, set your routine, get into the habit of doing it. Give yourself little goals. Like break down the 21 days into like little 7-day challenges. Like my challenge for this week is to do XYZ. And if I achieve it by this one, I'm going to do it again next week. Kind of make it like a game for yourself. Make it super fun. But I hope that this episode was super helpful. I hope there were some key takeaways for you. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me at any time. I love talking with you guys. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, as that is how you can help support the pod. I love reading your reviews. They honestly make my day. I love you guys so much, and we'll chat soon. Bye, guys.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.